All right, guys, so let's review Don't Worry, Darling, which is the new Olivia Wilde movie. Olivia Wilde directed the movie Booksmart, which I have not seen. That's not a horror movie, though, but I heard that one is really good. Um, I, I would see the similarity between that and Eighth Grade, which is another movie that's similar that Bo Burnham did, and I didn't see either of them. I kind of want to, but anyways, this is directed by Olivia Wilde, her second directorial or directed film. She I thought, like I said, since I have not seen the other movie, I have no idea if that one's, in my opinion, if I would like it. I mean, I probably would. People liked it a lot. But I'm going into this movie blank. Like, I didn't know anything about the plot besides the trailer. And the basic plot of Don't Worry, Darling is Florence Pugh and Harry Styles are a couple living in this glorious and glamorous looking 60s, 50s, 60s suburbia. And underneath the surface, it's like there's something creepy going on. And that's all I'll say about the plot, because this movie really, like, it's so weird to say, and I'm not going to spoil the movie, but if you've watched the trailer, this movie pretty much is, you've seen pretty much everything except for, like, the big reveals in the movie with the trailer for Don't Worry, Darling. This one is very odd because it's a very weirdly done movie. These characters are really weird with their actions and reactions to things, and I know that this feels like it's supposed to be this weird, like, mystery, like, what is up with this place? But it's just very odd in how these characters react to stuff, what these characters do. Also, the editing in this is really weird because there's some things that you would think would matter later. Like if you saw in the trailer, Florence Pugh is making her food and she's got the eggs. She cracks the egg and there's nothing in it. No yolk in the egg. That could have happened a couple scenes later whenever there was a scene where she started feeling really weird or thinking weird things were going on, and then she would have cracked the egg and it would have made more sense. But no, it happens before she has really an inkling of anything weird going on, and I thought that placement-wise was kind of weird. Also, I watched this movie in the theaters, and because Harry Styles is in this movie, there were a dozen teenage girls in this movie just to see Harry Styles, I'm guessing. And it's so weird watching this because he would just pop up on screen and they would cheer, or he would say a weird thing and then they'd all laugh at him. And it was a very odd experience watching this, knowing that, because it didn't ruin the movie, but it kind of made me think with this movie that it's just odd. And it didn't help that with that instance with these younger girls here, just seeing it for him, but then making fun of him throughout the movie. I thought that was very weird. I will say this, though. The biggest positive is Florence Pugh is amazing, like usual. I think she's fantastic. I haven't seen everything she's done. I have not seen Fighting with My Family. With The Rock, I think, is who's in that one as well. Dwayne Johnson. But I need to, because she's a fantastic actress. I loved her in Midsommar. I loved her in Black Widow. She was great in Little Women. She's fantastic. I really do truly love her as an actress. Really great. And in this movie, despite her saying some weird stuff, it works in her acting performance. It really does. Her performance in this, I think, is really good. And despite having to deal with such a weird, lackluster script and dialogue, it kind of almost worked for me with her. Now, with Harry Styles, I didn't dislike the performance. I don't know if he's acted anything else. Well, I mean, I take that back. He was in the end of the Eternals, the Marvel movie. He was in the end credits of that. And he was, like, said a couple lines. So that movie didn't give me enough to really say, oh, is this actor good or not? But in this movie, he's not terrible, but he's not great. He's not anything really memorable. And it's not, I don't know if that's his fault, because this movie, like I said, has weird problems with its direction, and it's very strange, and with these actors and their dialogue, and I felt like they were put to the ringer with this weird stuff. You also have Chris Pine, who I think is creepy, and he's effective. I won't say much about him, but he works in terms of, like, just being creepy and bizarre. I like that. Olivia Wilde is, of course, directed it, but she is also in it, and she's fine too. Like, it's interesting to see when a director does a performance in a movie that they direct. But I did think she was fine in it. I thought she was totally serviceable. I do like her in other stuff, so I think she was fine. This movie is not. It's billed as a thriller slash horror movie, and it's got moments of that. It's got some creepy imagery in it. Um, but I can't really go further with describing it because it would kind of ruin it, like the movie itself. But the creepy imagery in it is just kind of there for the spoilers. Like, I won't say what it is, but it's not really done in a way where it feels like the horror in this is kind of ancillary to the whole thing. Like, it just feels so weird with, like, tonally how it's so over the top and weird, but then it's got these horror moments randomly in it. And I'm a hypocrite because I love horror movies that are so bad they're good, with like hilarious lines and dialogue, like Sleepaway Camp or something. But this one is no Sleepaway Camp. It's not. It's like half the people in this movie knew that they were doing a kind of serious thriller, and then the other half were like, well, let's make it really goofy and add a lot of random editing and add a lot of random creepiness and violence to it, but not really make it to where it really matters to the overall plot, if that makes sense. I thought it was, like, it's weird because this movie, I think I do like it. I do think I like it despite all the complaints I gave, for Florence Pugh, especially. And I thought that the movie really did keep me invested despite having weird things about it. I was genuinely interested till the end of the movie. I was genuinely excited to see what was going to happen. And whenever it was revealed, it felt like a reveal of something that I've seen before. And like I said, I'm not going to say what that is. But I think it's worth watching, in my opinion, for Florence Pugh. And for the movie, I think no matter how weird it is, I was still invested and interested throughout, if that makes any sense. It sounds really weird the way I'm describing it, but I really dug it despite that. Like, it was just so odd and strange. It's not a great movie, but it's a fascinating one. I do like movies like this where you see weird studio movies like this where they just have some strange things about them. I don't know if this is Olivia Wilde's direction or if it was the studio's direction. I don't know. But despite that, I had fun with it. I honestly did. I'm glad I saw it. I didn't mind it. I did have an enjoyable time with it. So, yeah, really pretty fun time overall, with Don't Worry, Darling. So that is it. Really can't say much else. I've got more videos coming up for 31 Days of Horror going on for October. So stay tuned for those, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.